Welcome to the Dr. Remina Pinjwani Show, where we're optimizing wellness together. I am your host, Dr. Remina. Today's episode features Karsten Williams, a 10-year veteran from American Ninja Warrior. We dive deep into wellness as he shares how his journey from professional athlete to coaching and using his experience to build the Ninja Project helps him bring the community together. But before we get started, I wanted to give a big shout out to Kava Bar in Dallas. Thank you for letting us record here. Y'all have to stop by. The quality of Kava and the staff is amazing. All right, let's jump in.
All right, so let's get started with today's episode. I have Karsten Williams. That's such a cool name.
Thank you. Hey, thanks my mom for making that happen. Yeah, thanks mom. Appreciate you.
Gotta give it a try though. I love it.
Absolutely.
Well, I just love your energy. I just feel like we just hit it off. We are going to be awesome friends. And we're going to make some amazing things happen in the Metroplex.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. Just the tip of the iceberg.
I know. All right, bring it in.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
So let's just, if those of y'all haven't heard of Karsten Williams, which I'm sure you have, but if you haven't, why don't we just take it back a bit? Tell us how you got here and who you are.
Let's take it back a bit.
Let's take it back.
So, hey, I grew up in Dallas, suburbs of Dallas here. And
okay, which one? You got to tell us which one.
So, I grew up in Plano, Texas.
That's right.
I was born in Austin, moved to Plano like in kindergarten, preschool, and been rolling in this area for that since then. So, this is like my backyard. So, I've been loving Texas, loving Dallas, and this is my home. So, always will be, and I love every minute of it. So, but yeah, just, the average guy, going through
average guy,
just doing this, doing that. Got an athletic background. I ran track in high school, so, pretty fast on my feet. And, eventually, after high school was done, didn't really know kind of where I was going, and, ended up, eventually getting into personal training. And, once that took place, then that's when Ninja Warrior kind of came into my life, and then that took my life on a whole different journey, and it's been pretty amazing. But that's the really short and sweet of how I got here today.
Exactly, yes. Now, how does one get into Ninja Warrior?
Yeah, so really cool. It's just like America's Got Talent. You have to apply, essentially audition. So you're on video, on camera, doing your thing, telling people about yourself, and showing your training, and you have to fill out like an application as well. And essentially based off of that, that's how you get selected for the show. So every season you have to reapply, and you just hope that you get picked. And it's usually based off your personality, your background, you have a cool story, all those things kind of come into factor to get you on the show.
10 years. Seems like you did pretty good.
It didn't start off good, but it has really been a huge blessing. I've had some good success on there, and that's all just attributed to a great support system, just a great community, and just the will to push myself and push boundaries, and let myself be vulnerable on a big stage, and be okay with whatever outcome that is going to happen. And so, thankfully, it's really worked out very well for me, and I'm looking to just really inspire others to go down their own journey as well, and maybe try some stuff that they didn't maybe feel they were ready for.
Yeah, and we're gonna take that apart into pieces. That's gonna be great. So don't go away. Let's just break down I love how you said being vulnerable too. In today's society, men are starting to be comfortable with talking about their strength, masculinity, but also being vulnerable. And I think that's amazing because you're very successful, you're an athlete, and you're inspiring so many kids out there. And not just kids, but just anyone out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about you had a journey, it wasn't easy to become a winner and continue going. It took a lot of courage. So why don't you tell us about when you were on your first season of American Ninja Warrior? Tell us about, because you could have gone the other direction. You could have said, okay, well, I hate throwing around the word failure because it's not necessarily a negative thing, because you could take it as a point to grow and learn and build character, which is what you did. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So first season on Ninja Warrior, right? I decided to go I'm out there. I'm in Denver, Colorado, and it's my moment to really showcase who I am. I'm coming out there all pumped up and everything, and really, on the show, it's like, hey, you don't want to be that guy that falls on the first obstacle. It's like, but that happened to me. So, I went out with all the best intentions and everything. Thought I was ready. I did deviate from my original game plan, which that I learned early on. Don't do that. And but yeah, I had a really big failure my first time on there. I fell on the very first obstacle. All right. So yes, I'm that guy. And it was embarrassing. I'm on national TV. It's, millions of viewers, big network. And that was a really like a big blow to me as far as like, not just like ego wise, but just like maybe really kind of reevaluate like, oh, is this really, am I meant for this? Like maybe this is not for me. And
you start doing that self-doubt.
Oh, yeah.
And that's amazing to hear you say that, because other athletes go through it. There's their own struggles, whether it's mental health or whether it's getting in your own head.
Yeah.
And you're owning it, and I love that. But you use that to build yourself forward.
Yeah, and everything is perspective. And thankfully, I had a good support system. My mom being my biggest cheerleader, Linda Joshua, thank you so much for just being there. Pulled me out that water, really figuratively.
I need to meet her.
Yes, yeah, you got to meet her. She is something special. And no, she really just, after that happened, I got back and she's like, hey, son, you can't, don't let that define you. You got to get back out there and show them what you got. And
how did you do that?
Because
you're in the moment, you're struggling to fight not only your own minds, but everything that's out there, right? How did you get through that?
I really put the emphasis on making it more, not about just me, but like the impact that I can make. If I stay down, I can't do anything to impact or inspire anybody else out there. If I go back out there, I can at least show that, hey, he tried to make a difference. He tried to overcome his obstacle. And thankfully, I was able to get back on the show and get another opportunity. And the second time around, it went much better. It was actually almost like it was the perfect setup. It was in Dallas, in my backyard, had all my people out there, and had like probably one of my best showings on the show in my second season. I completed both courses, and it was amazing. So, and by doing that, it really just proved that, okay, I am meant to be here. Yeah. And it really did inspire other people because of that. And so,
how did you go through that though? Like, because you make it sound so seamless, and that definitely wasn't the case, right? Because everyone has to fight their own struggles. But how did you actually get to that, where you're able to be at that moment? Of course, you have the support. That's big. The community support, the importance of good quality relationships. But how did you prepare for that moment? Like, what did everyday grinding look like?
Yeah, no, what's crazy is that we didn't have an obstacle facility at that time to train at. So I really just relied on just being creative with my workouts. I was at a gym at the time as a personal trainer. And so I would recreate different things. And really, I trained my mindset to really just, hey, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to make this happen. I really just visualize myself having success out there. And I went out there with a lot of pressure. You already come in with that baggage where it's like, all right, I already failed miserably already. So at the same time, like, I can only go up from here. I've already been at the bottom. So, and I went out there just really ready to receive what's there for me. And I was okay with whatever outcome. If that was another fall on the first obstacle, I was going to be okay with that. I've built some tough skin over the years just by, having a challenging journey through just life and after high school, that I was kind of ready for whatever. And thankfully things went pretty well. I was zoned in. I was focused on success. I was going to give it my all. And I really just wanted to put on for my city. I wanted to really represent Dallas and like my hood, my Plano, like
you
Plano
sure
East.
did.
Yes. And so like I was like, when you make it about others and wanting to really show them what you can do and prove to them, then it makes it a lot easier. You fight harder, and it's more meaningful too as well.
Such an amazing perspective.
Perspective is everything. I think life is going to happen. Things are going to happen. How you respond to it really tells everything about who you are and really what you can do to help impact others. And that's kind of like my mission in life at this point.
Yeah, I know. That's beautiful. Do you think resiliency and grit is innate, or do you think that mindset is everything? You could train yourself. you could rewire your brain. I always talk about neuroplasticity. I'm pretty sure people are going to be tired of that, but rewiring your brain. I mean, it's real science.
Mm-hmm.
What you tell yourself, that self-talk, and you proved it. You proved it time and time again. And then you just became a pro. I mean, like 10 times. But it just shows that mindset and perspective and grit, making sure you have all the right tools get you set up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's, mindset is everything. Obviously, to put in the work and training for that moment as well. And really, it's the good thing about it is it's up to you. Like the obstacles are there. It's like it's whatever you do on the obstacle is going to dictate whether you fail or win or fail really, or win or learn.
Mm-hmm.
So failure is just a part of the process. And so really, it's just if you come in with the expectation of, hey, I'm going to give my best and I'm okay with that, then that's fine. Things go your way. It's just like any sport. You got to make some shots. You got to miss some shots. You just got to just really be in love with the journey and the process, and everything else will work itself out.
Exactly. The journey and the process. Love it. So how did the rest of the seasons go? I mean, you grew so much. That's a lot each season. And then having the team dynamics, how did that go?
Yeah, it was, thankfully, the Lord has really given me an opportunity to have great success on the show. And so following seasons, that defining season right there, that comeback season for me, I made it to the national finals. And from that point, I made it to the national finals 6 times in a row, which is pretty good.
Not a big deal.
Not a
big deal.
Not
Yes,
a big
it
deal,
is.
It's and everything
That's
is.
awesome.
And the funny thing is, I ran into kind of another roadblock. So making it to the national finals 6 seasons in a row, but falling short on the first stage 6 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was like a whole nother piece that I had to deal with. It's like, okay, I made it to the next level, but why am I having such a hard time getting past stage 1? And whether it's, just being too excited, not staying in the moment throughout the whole process. I was like really just trying to find out, like, why is this not happening for me? Where I see my other peers, that are competing, they're moving on, I'm not. I'm like, what's going on here? And so I just kind of stayed the course, and then eventually had a breakthrough in that 7th time. And
what was it? I'm curious to know because, when you're an athlete at that caliber, you're so used to, okay, this is how I function and this is what's going to happen, that sometimes you have to take a step back into the beginner's mindset, being that mindful person, right? Because we're mind, body, spirit, right?
Yep.
Not just a body of organs and a body of muscles, but right. So there's moments that come to you that make you reevaluate everything. What did you have to change? What was different?
Man, really, it was, I made a decision to succeed that time. Before it was, okay, I was either focused on a certain obstacle or I wasn't dialed in the way I should have been. But that one time I had that breakthrough, it was just like, you know what, this time I'm going to make it through. I'm going to declare it. I even said on the interview while I was out there, hey, I'm going to dominate stage 1. And
you said it.
I said
you meant it.
I spoke it. I meant it. I believed in it.
You put it out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm a firm believer. You put it out there and put action behind it. You speak what you want to do. It's going to work in your favor. And eventually, nature, law of attraction.
Yes. I believe that too.
Yeah.
Because you put it out there and the universe will respond. Just like when you change the people you surround yourself with.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And we'll talk about that.
Absolutely.
But, yeah.
Absolutely. So you finally have that breakthrough, believe in yourself, declare it. There's power in words, and you'll be surprised in what you can do if you just believe in it and put it out there and put action behind it. You start taking steps forward, things will start happening for you. It happened for me. I'm nobody special, and it can happen for you too.
So inspirational. I love it.
Thank you. I have a lot of people that inspire me, so I'm just trying to
pay it forward, right?
Yeah, pay it forward. Yeah.
That's what makes it go.
Mm-hmm.
It helps other people, but it helps you become even bigger, have a bigger purpose.
Absolutely.
I believe that as well.
Absolutely. Yes, that's why we're here right now.
I know,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Right, to reach a broader audience. Love that.
Oh, yeah.
Even global, by the way.
Yes.
Yes. So That's amazing. So as you wrap up, what did you learn all those seasons? Not only personally, but in the group setting, working with the team, just being at that caliber, like you're also under the microscope too, right? So you gotta like take yourself away from that critical mindset of yourself because you're on television, you're on like media and stuff, but everything. What's your biggest takeaway?
Biggest takeaway is really, number one, going after what you want. As far as if you like, there's a voice in the back of your head saying, "Hey, go do this, go try that." Like, go do it. Like I'm a big believer of like, even if you don't see the how to do something, just start moving towards that, and then things will start opening up and allow you to move into that whatever you're trying to get into. And then the other thing is really just the community piece. I have had so much support, and that's like my moniker, and part of my thing is Team Karsten. And it's about a team. It's not about just myself. It's community. And so I really want to strengthen communities up and give people a resource to kind of lean on when maybe they're going through something. So my whole purpose on Ninja Warrior is not really to go after winning $1 million. Is to win 1 million hearts and minds out there, to inspire 1 million people to go after those things that they thought about pursuing, or that maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. No, go do it, and see what's possible. You never know until you try. And the community thing is so big because everybody needs some kind of resource or some other support system that can help them through those tough times. Mm-hmm. And I had that. I had family, I had friends that were there to support me and pick me up when I was down. And I want to be that for others. And so when you have other people that you can connect with that are in a similar sport or going through a similar circumstance, you'll get through those tough times. And so like when I'm out there, I'm like, hey, anybody that sees me, feel free to reach out to me on social media or whatever. Like, I'm here to help people. I'm here to serve my mission in life, which is to inspire, to encourage, to empower the youth specifically, but anyone out there that is looking for someone to lean on or to look to for inspiration, to go after their dreams, or to just know that, hey, you may be down, but you're not out. You can always come back.
You got to get back up.
Yes, you got to get back up.
And figure out what you got to do to do it again. Exactly. And I'm a firm believer in that too, because it all starts with the vision and the grit to keep going, and inspiration by mentors and people just around you to help you when you need it. So community, It's so big. Loneliness is such a negative factor, but when you have your tribe, the people you surround yourself with is so important. And I love that you're creating that. But what specifically made you want to target and start with kids?
Kids, they're the ones that are going to make change in the world. Like, if we can take the time and really empower them and strengthen them, especially in this day and age, this world is crazy.
Yes.
with social media, everybody's exposed to so many things. I really want to make sure that these kids build resiliency and confidence to go out there and conquer this world and make positive change that this world needs. And so it starts with them. I want to start with them at the earliest time I can to build them up strong so that they can be those disciples out there that can do the same thing that I've done. I can only do so much, but we have an army of kids and the youth out there empowering and having a positive attitude and helping others. Then there's no choice but to see a big impact in this world. And it starts in our own community. So if we can take care of our own community, strengthen up these kids, then we can have different pockets of communities doing the same thing. Eventually the whole country gets empowered, and eventually the whole world can get empowered. And so it starts with where you are, right where you stand.
God, that's so inspiring. I love hearing that, and I see it too. But it's more than that. Give yourself one more credit. Right? There was, when we were talking, there was a moment in when you were younger and you felt lost. You didn't know what you were going to do after high school. But I think that gives you the empathy to relate to kids in that sense where, their brains are not formulated yet. They're like sponges, and you can mold them. They're so influential, whether it's good influences or negative influence, positive, negative influences. Yep. But what I love is what you said is you like to find those kids that feel like they don't belong. And I want to hear a little bit about that, because that is so humbling that you want to help those kids that feel like they're lost because they could have a different trajectory. But having them find their way, build their confidence, I mean, that's so impactful. So tell me about that.
Yeah, so like my journey was not the, it was probably the road less traveled, and most people, they want to go to school, go to college and do this. And, I didn't really fit into that mold. I felt like I was, I didn't fit into that, or I wasn't good enough to go to college. My mindset wasn't into that. And so I really felt like, man, I'm like, why am I different? Why is this different route? Why is this happening for me? And I think there's a lot of other people that fall into that category.
More so than you think,
yeah,
right?
More so than you think. And so, I want to be that person that's like, hey, I'm the one that didn't have everything planned out or didn't really fit in. And I want to be able to relate to that kid or that individual so that they can have comfort in knowing that, hey, everything doesn't have to be like everybody else. Like everybody has their own journey and you can make of it what you want. And I'm an example of that is, hey, you don't have to go to college for 4 years or whatever and have everything all laid out in, for you and whatnot. And you can do great things, with whatever path that you're on. And I want to really make sure I can relate to those that feel like they don't fit in, that maybe they're, maybe that they're left out or maybe don't have what it takes. And so those are the ones I think that are at risk for, mental health issues or, going off and doing something that harming themselves or harming others. And so if they know that, hey, I'm not the only one like that out there. Oh, he's like me. Okay, I can do this too. So, and that's where really I want to kind of really, that's impact, change is in those areas, because those are the ones that I think are underserved and that need a little extra help and guidance that can help them just move forward in life and have a positive experience. Because if everybody is having a good experience in life and having support, then they're less likely to have those mental issues or getting into trouble, getting into crime or whatever. And so that's what I'm here for. I want to take care of the tribe and make sure that I'm making a difference in this world. I've been given a platform, and I want to make sure that I'm using that to my fullest extent to make a difference.
Exactly. That's what these days, it really is hard to raise kids. There's so many influences out there, but if you build the tools, a safe place, which is what you're doing, and to have such a strong mentor, that is just so protective. Because sadly, there are statistics that kids, sadly, you hear things where kids don't do well, but you want to capture it before it's too late and give them that confidence so they know that they're not alone. And building that tribe. And what I love is what you said, it's not just for the kids, but you're also building a tribe for the families. So I know you're about to build this huge project right now. You go mobile, which is really interesting. You take the mobile obstacle course to go everywhere, but you're also building a facility where you're going to encompass everything. I'm so glad to be a part of it. So I appreciate it. Thank you, because we align on health and wellness. And that I would like to know the Ninja Warriors, you guys are healthy per se, right? But you guys are very health conscious, not just, I would say health, but you look at the way people sleep. You probably focus on sleep, nutrition, movement, relationships, community, your mind, all of that. And I love that because that's where we, of course, cross paths. Mm-hmm. I mean, many other ways, but the core of functional medicine and just living and all of that. But give us insight into how health conscious you are as well as, your teammates.
Yeah, I would say most of the Ninja Warrior community are very health conscious. We're performing at a high level. It's, it can be tough on the body. You're throwing yourself around.
Body and mind.
Body and mind, yes. It is, Ninja is very body and mind focused, because you can be the strongest person out there. But if your mind is not in the right place or mental health is not there, then you're going to have your struggles. And as far as me personally, and my dad was a bodybuilder, he really got me into nutrition at a very young age. And that really kind of stayed with me. And so I love making my protein shakes and like these different concoctions really to help me perform at a high level. You know, I'm not perfect. I still do fast food. You know,
I mean, you gotta reward yourself once in a while.
You got to. I'm a big believer in balance. I know what I can do to be sustainable, and that is having good nutrition, eating good foods, whole foods that are going to, strengthen my body, but then also having some room in there for some of the fun stuff. I love ice cream and things like that.
Is that your cheat?
Ice cream.
Okay, what's your favorite?
Cookies and cream.
Which one?
Cookies and cream.
Me too. I love cookies and cream.
Gosh,
Okay, where do you go?
So Freddy's. There's a Freddy's here. It's custard, frozen custard.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so good. And so I love custard, and I love pancakes.
Pancakes, okay.
People know
do you do like protein pancakes or actual like when you cheat food, you actually go with full blown? Really?
Full blown. I do both. I've done the protein pancakes. And that's something that we'll offer at a future date there.
Okay, I'll be the first to try.
Yes. So like, let's mix in the fun stuff, but we have some good nutrition in there too, so you can kind of get a little bit of the best of both worlds. Yeah. And but pancakes, ice cream, those are like my main.
You could do like warm pancakes and then slap some ice cream on top.
Oh man, I'm gonna go right now.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, so people get caught in, I gotta eat just chicken and celery and broccoli all day. Like, no, you don't. Like, just focus on adding more good things into your diet. Try to minimize some of the bad stuff. If you can do that, you're gonna be all right. You don't have to be perfect, but just be consistent at doing, a good amount of the good stuff. Yeah. And it'd be just fine.
And that's a key point there too. You fancy term, metabolic flexibility, because most of the time, if you train your body right, then you can flex back and manage the not so healthy things. So not to say if you're going through the life changes right now, trying to build up, eventually you could start doing that and then you won't feel the effects because most of the time you're doing good. You have that balance.
Exactly. Yeah. Balance is key. Balance is key for Ninja Warrior. If you don't have good balance, you're not going to make it through before the full course. You got to have balance. So, in every area, whether it's on Ninja Warrior or in life.
Yeah. Well, how do you find your balance?
Ooh, that's a good one. Sometimes I feel like I'm still struggling to find that balance. Really just, focus on the day to day, just making sure I have time to, clear my head. I go on walks, really just to go
nature.
Out. Yes, nature.
So therapeutic.
We have some really good trails, and stuff like that in my area. So I'm able to walk by those, we have creeks and you hear birds chirping and like just being out there in nature. It's just something about it, like no headphones, just me walking around. Yeah, disconnect. And you'll be surprised on the kind of insight and just, wisdom that you'll get from just walking around having a clear head. And so that's a big thing that I do that helps me out. Training wise right now, like I'm in the building phase of building a new business. And so my mind is really focused on that. My training has taken the backseat a little bit. I need to get back in the game. I don't have any upcoming Ninja Warrior competitions right now, so it's not 100% need, but I have my struggles as well. I used to be the guy in the gym 8 days a week. At a certain point in time.
Like no recovery time? Oh my goodness.
I was in there a lot, and especially when I was personal training. I was personal training and training for Ninja Warrior. But I have my ups and downs with my personal like fitness and stuff, but I'm always able to bounce back because I know that, hey, I can have some dips and some valleys in there, but I need to make sure that, ultimately I do keep my fitness at the forefront, and it's worked out well for me. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't fill your own cup up, then you can't help others, right?
Yes.
You got to balance yourself so you could pay it forward to other people.
Yes. Absolutely.
Definitely a big advocate of that too. Because a lot of people, when they think about health, they forget about the recovery, filling yourself up to be able to manage everything else. And a lot of it too, it's simple as walks, like you said, being outside in nature. It's so therapeutic because it releases those good, happy chemicals from your brain, and then you feel it in your body. You can notice it, like if you neglect your self-care for a couple of days, then you'll feel it. But then when you take that walk, that long needed walk, like you're clear-minded. Yes. It's such a difference, right?
It's such a difference there. I'm a big believer as far as like, from the physical side, the mind, the body, the spirit, taking time to pray, to meditate, talk to God, wherever you're at with that spiritually, like there's power in that. I believe in a creator. So with the creator, we're able to create things as well. So, take time to really tune into that. And I think that really will serve you from a mental standpoint. Like, I'm always happy, but I choose to be happy. And I take action on things that will help me from a spiritual side. And then if you take care of the internal, the external will always work out too.
Oh, beautiful. It's true. And those that live a happier, longer, fulfilling life, it's not just clear cut having healthy workout regimen, healthy, sleep, eating the right things. But it really does go back to taking care of your mind, your spirit. That's what, and the relationships, right? Hence the community that you're building, that you're expanding on and inspiring so many other people. But that in itself keeps people living longer. It's protective. It's real science, y'all. It goes back to those communities that is protective. If you're lonely, it's the opposite direction. But yeah, that's amazing. I love that. We could talk about that all day. And maybe start meditating. We should meditate, do some breath work.
Right? Yes.
Let's adjust that stress response out there. Get the creative juices going again.
Oh, yeah.
But I would like to hear a little bit more about, and you can tell everybody what you have coming up. Let's talk about the mobile unit you have, as well as what you're building in
absolutely.
Frisco. I'm so excited for everybody to hear about this.
Yeah, so we're building something that is going to really, change the world. When I set out to do Ninja Warrior, I set out to do my best and to do something that is going to really inspire others. And so now, not everybody has access to get on the show. So what I and my team are building is Ninja Project. So we're going to have a space where you can connect, create, and celebrate. So our first phase of this is our mobile course. We can take this out to events, churches, schools, fundraisers, whatever you have, we can do it. So because if you can't come to us, we're going to come out to you. We're going to come out to the community and showcase our beautiful course, be able to engage with people, inspire them. And then eventually we'll have our facility where you can come in. It's a safe place where you can, create, express yourself, work on your fitness, celebrate with parties, or whatever the case may be. We want to have one place where people of all ages can come in, challenge themselves, empower themselves, and just really focus on building community. That's one thing with like our team, JB, Jacob, our kids, our True Momentum Elite, our competitive team. Like, we've really built such a strong foundation in community. And we've gone through some tough times over the past couple of years. We've been disconnected, not having a home gym, but we made it work. And that's because we built a community, and that doesn't rely on four walls. And so it's going to be pretty special when we come, and we'll be open this year. Our mobile courses starting in the spring. We have some amazing events starting. We've got private schools, elementary schools, churches. If you follow our social media, you'll see where those are, where to be at. It's going to be something truly, truly special, and something that nobody's ever seen before.
Yeah, you're changing the world.
Oh, yeah.
Starting right here.
It starts right here. On this podcast.
Exactly.
Right now.
Yes.
You listen in, get inspired, go out and do something.
I love it. Do it. We're trailblazers. And
yes. Oh, yeah.
That's amazing. Because we started with not knowing what to do with ourselves, but it started with a vision. So completely relate. And I know there's a bunch of people out there do too. They just need a little push and a little sign. This is their sign, right?
Push. Get pushed. Trust me. Just go. It'll work out. I'm here to help you out. Dr. Mina's here to help you out as well. Make something happen. We got your back.
We do. And then come see us, right? I think that's going to be really cool because, yes, right now you're mobile. And I'm just thinking like a big truck just pops up and you have this obstacle course. And just like, that's just so cool.
Exactly what it is.
And you did say there's a couple of days in April that you're going to be showcasing this.
Yes.
Yes. So let's tell us about it so we can come find you.
Yes. So we have a new partnership with the Hockaday School, private school here in Dallas. So we'll be using our course as part of their PE program. We'll be working with Cheatham Elementary in Allen as well for their family fitness night. That'll be on the 26th. And we have a big event lined up with the Gateway Church. Phenomenal church, great service, great pastor. We're going to be at their men's summit as the feature attraction for the entertainment aspects. We're going to have our course out there, running a competition. Make sure you check the socials. You'll see what time and date to be there and check it out. But it'll be a competition. So if you want to come and try your hand at Ninja Warrior, we'll have a course that's pretty close to what you see on the show. And it's going to be super exciting. It's going to blow people away.
I think so.
Oh my gosh, I get chills.
I'm just going to show up too. I'm going to try. I mean, I don't know if I can even do any of the courses. It's been a while, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to try. And the good thing is, even if people aren't used to moving, at least this is a good start to start moving. People get scared with the term exercise sometimes, but we're just going to say movement. Go do an obstacle.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just, Ninja Warrior and obstacle course racing and competing it's just a fun way to do fitness. You're out there, you're not focused on how many reps I got to do. You're just like, I want to get through from this obstacle to the next obstacle. And by doing that, you're moving. You're getting stronger. You're building more confidence. You're learning how to fail and get back up. So that's what I love about this sport is that it's, it doesn't feel like fitness, doesn't feel like exercise, but it is. And that's why I feel like it's sustainable for anyone and it's accessible for anyone, any age. We got people out there that are 70 years old doing Ninja Warrior. We got people out there 3 years old doing these obstacles. So there's no reason why we can't move. And so this is one avenue that we can get people to move more and start living a healthier lifestyle. And couldn't be more excited to have a small piece, maybe a big piece, in making that happen.
I know it's a big piece. And what is the date you're shooting for to open up the permanent facility?
So that's exciting. So we're looking at a fall opening for that. And again, firm believer of putting it out there, speaking it into existence. We have an amazing group of people that are looking to help out with, financially with that. We are still looking for others that want to contribute and make that happen as well. And so we're looking at a fall opening, 2024, and that's going to be super exciting. Feel free to reach out, follow us on social media. We have a website, ninjaproject.com. Let's get connected. Let's find out how we can impact more communities. We don't want to just start here in Dallas. We want to spread out as well. We have Oklahoma City that is looking to also open up out there as well. We have Waco. So we want to really just spread our wings, spread our reach so we can impact more people.
Yeah. I mean, imagine this. I could see this across all the states.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be out there.
It's a movement.
Yeah, it's a movement. Yes.
Well, this has been such an amazing conversation, and we could just talk all day.
We could.
But of course, if y'all want to get in touch with Karsten as well as his team, the link will be below in the description. And just find him and follow him and see if you're in the area you want to support, or if you're not, even if you're across the states and you're interested in having one of these amazing facilities out there, reach out to him.
Yes. Reach out. Let's connect. Let's create. Let's celebrate. There's so much to be thankful for. I want to connect with as many people as I can. Let's change the world. Let's make something happen.
Gratitude. That's amazing. That's everything as you're going through everything. Gratitude.
Yes. Complete gratitude for everything. All things that are good, even the things that are maybe not so good. I'm grateful for those as well. Those build you and prepare you for the great things that are soon to come.
Yeah.
And so believe in it. Let's go get it. Let's do it.
I feel like you're such an inspiration. I feel like I can go take over the world now. Thank you for your energy.
You're welcome. I got plenty to give out.
Yes.
And thank you for your energy and just allow me the opportunity to come on this podcast. I think you're amazing with what you do. You're helping literally save lives. And so it's just an honor to be here on the same platform with you to share a piece of my journey.
Yeah.
And so thank you for that.
Well, see, that's why we're meant to be teaming up and change the world together.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is going to be so powerful, y'all.
Yes.
All right. That's a wrap. Have a good day, y'all.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed today's show, share with your friends and family, and of course, subscribe. Thank you so much for your support.